Music. Hi everyone, welcome to All Things
Why
Next.
do you fill me up, buttercup, baby, just to let me down? And mess me around, and then worst of all, you never thought, baby, when you say you will. But I love you still, I need you.
Love you. You love the best, in spite of everything. Hi everyone, welcome to All Things Next Talk with Brenda and Angelina. We love having you guys. We have a few things to talk about.
Yeah,
today.
we do. Hey, Christina, welcome.
We're gonna lower this manually, and then we're gonna pause it.
There we go. Perfect.
What do we got today? Hi, Tom.
Tom, lucky Tom with the Red Sox. We'll talk
Yeah.
about them later.
We're gonna give the Sox some airtime.
A little bit.
Yeah,
A little
we
bit.
gotta
Because
keep
the
it
Mets play them soon. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we bring on our guests, let's just talk a little bit about what's going on with the Mets, the Dodgers series, sellers, traders. What are we going to
Grades.
do? All that stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What do you want to start with?
Well, let's start off with the Dodgers series. So they looked pretty pathetic after they rested for how many games did they rest?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Brenda. Nothing.
Oh, wait.
matters
I
anymore.
do want to bring up a point.
Mhm.
People didn't mention this, but the Dodgers were off on Sunday before the All-Star game,
Mhm.
or before the home run derby and the All-Star
Home
game.
run dirty.
So they had, it was dirty. They had an extra day off.
Is
Maybe
that
that's why
is
they
that
beat
why they
us
were
too.
really good? No.
2 out of 3. But isn't that unusual that a team will be off on a Sunday? How many times is anybody off on a Sunday?
Yeah, it is. Well, maybe. yeah.
I don't know. I think it was
Schedules
fixed.
were a little weird this season.
Yeah, it was like
Fixed?
Fixed. It was fixed.
Rigged.
So we had Verlander Friday, and that didn't go so well.
And
He
then
didn't do so badly. It's just that we didn't hit. So we got
same
one
with
hit.
Senga. Senga did
Senga,
great,
and we didn't hit again.
yeah, we didn't hit.
And then Sunday we really didn't have much production at all, but we had it when it counted. So
Yeah, same kind of thing. Scherzer did okay,
I thought he did great.
and then
he did great.
we had this guy, and then we tied the game. What's his name? I forgot his name.
Got?
The guy who came after Scherzer, the pitcher.
Was it God? We'll have to bring
Oh,
him
God,
on.
God.
Yeah.
God,
You got it?
I got it. Oh, God.
Yeah, I know.
God.
The new guy. Yeah. So it's so unpredictable. I mean, everybody on Facebook and Twitter was screaming that they should have had Scherzer pitch another inning. And I'm like thinking, like, if he pitched another inning and then did terrible, they would have been like, why did they keep him out there?
Of course.
Like, it's such a lose-lose, right?
Yes.
But
Hi, Mark.
he did fine.
Yeah, he did find that we're saying that the humidity and all that stuff. It's hard to like judge and say why you should have done this.
So I heard a little birdie told me, actually Scherzer told everybody, that he has this fix for his issues with his slider that just goes over the plate and everybody's hitting it out of the park.
Oh, what is that?
That he was like imbalanced on his left side, his leg, and that he's working to correct that. And he corrected it on Sunday. And that's why his slider wasn't hanging and they didn't take him out, out
Lord
of the field.
Jesus Christ, thank you. I'm like realizing that.
I don't
What
know
about
whether
his
it's
next-
true or it's an excuse. Or whatever. He made it up.
But
I
what
have no
about
idea.
him like complaining about neck stiffness. Like,
But he-
can this, you know,
But he
the,
pitched.
the money, I know. Oh, I know. But the
Yeah.
money he makes, can you get like a good pillow or something? You would think.
A chiropractor.
Yeah,
I don't know. An
something.
acupuncturist.
Hi, Marge.
Yeah. Hey, Marge.
I know.
Anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
At this point, I shouldn't even say
he
that.
is.
If
He's
I was
39.
him,
He's
I wouldn't say
39 though. You
I
know,
wouldn't
that's-
say, "Oh, I got a little stiff neck." I would not say that if I was him.
You know what? Maybe this brings up the point of our guys that are potentially on the trading block saying that they're injured.
Like
Right.
our
Marte.
Marte just said that he's got lingering growing problems. What was
So
that?
that's glasses that fell.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
don't
need
need
them. I
them.
can't.
I'm
I
wearing
don't
my
have to
glasses
see.
today.
So
Yeah.
so Marte says he's hurt. Scherzer's complaining about his neck. Like all these guys who want to stay in New York are
Yeah.
like,
Oh, I
wait
got
a
a
second,
headache.
her. You
like-
can't get rid of me. Nobody's gonna want me.
Yeah. I know.
So that's a big deal, but you know, I think should we do the report cards? I think we should bring Emily on for the report cards
Let's
too.
do
What do you
Emily.
think?
Yeah, because we want to, and we're gonna also have you guys give us your grades. We're gonna have
Player
to grade
grades.
some of our players
Half year grades, like in the middle of the
half semester.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So we're
So-
gonna. You want to introduce Emily a little bit?
Yeah, so Emily Lussman is a Trumbull mom, just like us.
From our town.
And she's a fanatical Met fan. And we got in touch and we talked about the Mets endlessly, just like Andreina and I do. And she went to the game yesterday, which I thought would be great for her to provide some insight. So let's bring her on and
then she can tell us a little bit also about herself and when everything. We want to hear everything, Emily.
Hi,
Hi, Emily.
How are ya?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. We love hearing another Mets fan woman's perspective on our Mets. And tell us first, since when's you're a Mets fan and why did you become a Mets fan and all that good stuff?
So my dad is a Yankees fan,
What?
and I know. But growing up, whenever we'd go to baseball games, we'd go to Shea Stadium and we'd go to Mets games. It's the only stadium I'd ever been to before Citi Field, and so I had always been to Mets games. I remember like Darryl Strawberry, Dwight Gooden, like all, Keith Hernandez, those guys when they were playing. And then I kind of, if someone had asked me, I'd say I was a Mets fan, but I wasn't following it. And then like the COVID year, obviously shortened season, but then I started to really pay attention more. And I think I needed a distraction from everything else going on.
Yeah.
And my aunt is a huge fanatical Mets fan, and she has season tickets. So my husband and I got on the list for her games she can't go to, and then started going. And once I went in person, it was over.
Wow. So COVID though, they weren't in person. So it was after
Right.
COVID. Okay.
That was when I started watching, but like not like every game. From the first time I went in person, I haven't missed a game.
Yeah, you were like a dormant fan,
And-
you just suddenly you woke up and you were like, I'm a Mets fan and I'm going to just do everything to watch this team.
So
right?
did you feel like you've been really let down this year? Because you were like woken up in this 101 winning season and you're like, the expectation probably was like, oh yeah, this is such a great team. And now you're like, oh my God, this is so painful. Is that what you're feeling?
I feel like I'm paying my dues.
We're welcoming you into the feeling of
That's what it
Mets
really
fan.
is to be a Mets fan. That's
Well, and
exactly.
last September was sort of like an introduction, and then
Were you able to go to a playoff game?
no, the last game we went to was the game that Escobar hit. Basically, he had 5 RBIs that game, and they
He
walk off.
had amazing September.
Yeah, and it was like as long as Escobar is at the plate, we're good.
Oh,
So-
I miss him so much.
So
Me
what do
too.
you think? Because you were at the game last night. They had just lost 2 to the Dodgers in pathetic fashion without hitting and really looking terrible.
Pathetic.
Also continuing to make defensive errors. What did you think, like going in Sunday? What was the vibe, and what was it like at the end of the game too?
So my husband and I have been, this is now our 8th game going together, and our record as it stands now is 7-1 when we go in person. So I thought going in that we were gonna, like, because the first game that we went to we lost, and then every other game we've won. I was like, we're gonna break our streak, and this
Yeah.
is gonna be a terrible game. And I didn't think Scherzer had it in him, and I
Yeah.
was
was
pleasantly
bad.
surprised.
Yeah, but he did. He pitched well enough, and
And
the
we
Mets-
got lucky at the end.
no. Well, we got lucky that the Dodgers didn't score right in
Yeah.
the extra innings, the first inning.
Marge
So-
says we gotta send you more tickets. You gotta go
We
to
will take all of them.
Yeah. So, I mean, the fact that your Ann has season tickets, that's amazing. That's an in right there.
Yeah, that's great. You're lucky. Yeah, I would just go as to many games as you can. Please.
Yeah.
And
And
they
I,
lined up coming up.
so when's your next game? Because I really miss going, and I thought about maybe going this week to see the White Sox, but I wasn't. During the week might be hard.
So they announced yesterday that anybody who had tickets to the game they were going to send vouchers for a free game as like a thank you, and you could use those vouchers Monday through Thursday. So we passed them in for I think it's a Pittsburgh game on Wednesday, August 16th, and we got seats right behind the visitor dugout, which is not my favorite place, but at the same time,
see the
we'll be
Mets
right
dugout.
along the third baseline. You can,
Yeah, no. So that's so cool. That's one thing that we had talked about with Steve Cohen being much more friendlier towards the fans with like whether the game's like going to be rain out or even students
The
going to the
students'
game who
discounts, yeah.
can't afford the game. We were there in April. They were $10 seats. I mean, that's something that is the opposite of what you expect when somebody's spending millions of dollars.
Yeah.
You think it's going to come back to the fans, but he doesn't care because he doesn't need to be
He doesn't
making
need to
so
make
much
money out of us.
no.
Yeah. So what do we have out there? Let's see who's got any comments.
Yeah, well, we should just
Wait.
dive into the grading.
Oh,
thing.
the grading.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh.
You
So,
have the
yeah, I have a couple different.
we have some players we want to grade,
half year grades.
half year grades.
Okay, and then we want to
half
get some
term.
feedback from the viewers out there and what you're thinking.
Yeah, I would just say the name
Okay.
and then let our viewers think about their grades.
And then we'll tell you ours.
And then we'll start with ours, and then
Yeah.
Emily will give us hers.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna start with Alonso. Okay, Pete
Okay.
Alonso. Do, 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 do. So, what do you think? What grade would you give him? And we're gonna be different.
Yeah,
We're definitely, I think, So
the whole.
okay. Oh, so Emily's writing it down. She's
Emily's-
getting prepared. Let's see what we have. A B for Mark.
Okay, I think we should just have one grade up there with both of us because it's easier. I mean,
yeah, but are we going to agree?
oh, okay, we'll have to agree.
Okay. So
All right, I'm gonna give him a B.
Oh, look, Mark gave him a B.
C.
Okay.
Well,
Well, so is it pre-hand injury or post-hand injury? Because pre-hand injury, he was like amazing.
It's all together. So for me, it's got to be like the
okay, so
half
Mark
year
gave
at
him a
this
B,
point.
Mark B.
Mark gave
We
him a
agree.
B. Okay, so you agree. I'm giving him a C minus.
Woo!
And the reason why I'm giving him a C minus is not just because of
Marjorie
the batting,
B.
but because of his defense. that's where I, went down a notch.
But he's had great moments also. So
Yeah,
it's
I
He
know.
had
not-
some good plays yesterday. He definitely did.
That's why the C.
All
But
right.
his batting average is horrific.
Yeah,
I know
that
that was
207.
that was my thing. But you
We have a
can't-
lot more B's than
Yeah,
we
I
have
mean,
2 C's and
maybe I
3
was
B's.
harsh because honestly, he's got the home runs, he's got the RBIs. It's bothered me. Those errors are just even base running mistakes and
I know,
the
but
batting
he's
average.
also had some amazing plays.
Okay,
All
so
right,
we
whatever.
we
Next.
agree to disagree.
And I will say one of the games that we went to earlier in the season was the game that he hit the grand slam, and
Yeah,
that was incredible.
yeah,
he's got really good moments.
he does, and for sure we said it last year, Marte, when he got hit by a pitch in the hand. They're just not the same.
Nope.
I don't know what it is. Like, is it like maybe it's a mental thing too?
Yeah, we don't know.
All right, so
Next.
let's go to Lindor, guys.
Oh,
Let's see Lindor.
Francisquito.
Okay. All
Ay,
right.
ay, ay.
So let's put those up,
Think.
and then you
You
can do a minus on anything or a plus if you want. Lindor.
This doesn't work.
You're not doing it next to
I
the-
know, because you can't see it.
What do you got, Emily? A B plus.
I was
okay.
gonna give him a B minus, but this doesn't.
You know
work.
what? We agree. We agree B minus, but you gave him a B plus. Okay. What else?
I mean, I had a theory that before his second child was born, I said to my husband, I was like, once she gets born, I think it's going to be
And
different.
it did happen.
Yeah,
And
it was. I love Lindor. I really do. I just think he's part of this, like, all, I don't know, bad mojo, let's put it that way, for the Mets. Like, it's not just him. It's like
They're
the
all
whole
getting
team.
it's like
Something's
contagious. They're
going
all
on.
getting the virus at some point. They're all like,
Yeah,
succumbing.
B, yeah. So what do we have? We had B minus, you had B plus, you had B. What
Mark
about,
gave him a C.
Mark, I'm curious about the C. A lot of people have been down on Lindor. But
yeah.
one thing I have to say is that
That's the word, Tom.
You
I don't know how to
can't-
pronounce it. Can you pronounce that?
you can't.
Malaise?
Yeah, it's
Malaise.
in a fog, but you can't underestimate that fielding. Like, I mean, people. Yeah, there's been some terrible plays that maybe he should have made. But let me tell you, if you compare him to the other shortstops in the whole major leagues, he's one of the best.
And a leader, a
By
natural
far.
born leader. And then
Well,
he's always
I don't
positive
know
with the
about that.
and you watch him in the dugout, and he's always talking to
yes.
All right.
the young kids, and
Okay.
Yeah, he is.
He
He's-
tries. So
All right, next.
okay, let's do go to pitchers. Let's go to Scherzer.
Oh, jeez.
Let's give Scherzer a grade.
Uh,
I'm gonna say my grade is a B. That's my grade. C minus.
where is
interesting.
this?
I know, Emily, you were really down on Scherzer.
I'm C2. C.
Okay.
Who else? Come on, guys.
So
Mark is giving him a C. A general feeling of discomfort. Yeah, that's what it is.
yeah,
a general
anybody
feeling of
else out
discomfort,
there?
illness.
Where's Marge?
Margie.
Did she disappear? She's usually good.
Oh,
Giving
C for Max.
Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. So, all right, I'm gonna just give my little I don't know, rah chant for him. I think he makes up in what he doesn't have right now with his ability, because he's older. he makes up with his intelligence. I think the fact that he's tried to figure out what's going on with his slider being up and right over the plate for batters to hit and giving up home runs, he's trying to figure out what he's doing wrong.
He's not giving up. Is that what
He
you- yeah.
makes up for it. And is it enough? I don't know. He's getting paid a lot of money. Should he be, if we factor the money in, then maybe the score is different. But I'm not factoring money in. I'm just factoring in
We
his
try not to,
performance.
because
So
if we
I'm
talk
going
about
to give
the
him
money-
a B.
Yeah.
He's still
See,
got a good record.
I
And-
think he's supposed to be our ace. And
Yeah,
it's like
yes.
when he
Yeah.
gets up on the mound, I'm like, it's going to be either like yesterday, which was, incredible, or it's going to be horrific. And there's a lot of horrific.
Yeah, there's just
but
no
maybe he figured it
reliability.
out. Maybe there's going to be no more horrifics.
We can rely
But I also do think the pitch clock really impacted him. I think that he did a lot of that psychological stuff with the batters, and you can't do it when you're.
You know what? I totally agree. A lot of people have been saying that. And if we want to get into the next guy, Verlander, because you talked about the pitch clock, I think that's another factor.
But I think if a pitcher would benefit from the pitch clock is Scherzer.
no.
I mean,
For
obviously
what
he didn't
reason?
because he's quick. He's always quick with his pitches.
But you know what? It's not just being out there on the mound. It's also being in the dugout. It's the faster game. Like all around, it's faster.
Yeah.
So the total impact, I think, is getting to them.
Yeah.
Like you see them sweating on the mound.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like,
Yes, he's
like,
working.
okay, we're talking sweaty, so we're talking Verlander.
But even last year, like watching him, he'd like pace around a little bit and like kind of psych out whoever was up at bat. And he can't do that this
Yeah,
year.
no, it's true, right? It's
Yeah.
a different game. So
Verlander.
okay, so all right.
Whack, 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 whack.
Wait
I
a
agree.
Verlander
Wait.
only had one good game.
No,
I'm sorry.
Okay, so no. That's not true,
One,
by the
maybe
way.
two,
That is not true.
maybe.
He
I-
had one that was amazing when he went all like
Okay.
8 innings.
I'm going to give him a C.
Mark agrees with me. Tom agrees with Brenda.
So the reason I'm going to give him a C is that he was injured to start the year. So if you take that into account, you factor in that he really didn't have a spring training, you factor that in, and you factor his age, because you got to factor that in, sorry, and the pitch clock and all that stuff. I think he's average, but to your point, Emily, he should be one of the aces, like
Yep.
Scherzer.
So that's why.
So he's a disappointment. So this is a real disappointment.
D,
but I can't give him-
disappointment starts with D.
I can't give him a D. I can't do it.
I give him a
can't.
D. Yes.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
And by the way, I don't think anybody wants Scherzer and Verlander. So, we talked about that they're not even going to be on the table. I don't even think if they said, hey, trade me, I don't think anybody's going to be, yeah, we'll take you $43 million. I don't think that's happening.
We'll
So who do we got next?
Who else?
Let's see. So let's go into a little bit of you want these guys? Okay.
Yeah, who do
So
see. I want to see who we have here.
Andreina wants to go right to the source. She wants that management stuff. Okay, let's go back. Now we're talking. You got that?
How many of these do we need?
Okay, what do we got?
Because for me, he has not been consistent. He's been all over the place. He has been like tinkering left and right with his lineup. He's like he doesn't know what to do. He's like he's shooting at this everywhere. So I don't like that.
Guess what? We agree on that. And there's a lot of D's.
D for Buck from Mark.
Tom's got
Well,
it.
and the fact that he wasn't trying to get Alvarez from the beginning, and
Yes.
that alone, I mean, he's been our saving grace, and they were going to call him up.
And keeping Vogel back why just switch him?
Yeah.
I'm not saying sit him down forever, but like switch him out. Like voting,
I mean,
voting,
the whole
voting.
section I was sitting in, we were all watching the dugout, and we're like, I see Sam, I see Alvarez. Why is this guy still in
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Oh
I mean,
my God.
you know, to go to those early games when the lineup just didn't make sense. I mean, it was just pulling your hair out, like to go, what is going on? And
And
who
even bringing Guillorme up at the end yesterday. I mean, it worked out. It was great, but I was like, why isn't Sam coming in? Sam's sitting right there. He's like the best hitter on our team, and you're going to bring up Guillorme, who did his job, but
He hasn't, but he
he's
hasn't
never
been.
done that.
Yeah.
But you know what's interesting? His job was to get a bunt, and he actually didn't do it. It just kind of worked out that Freddie Freeman was still playing in for the bunt, and it was 2 strikes, so he was swinging away. So he kind of lucked out in the positioning of the Dodgers out there.
He
'Cause
saved
that wouldn't have been a
he
hit.
saved Bucks
I know.
that night.
Well, and we were all watching because Narvaez was like getting ready. He had the helmet on, and then we saw like Alvarez come running, and they were going to put him in, and so we were all celebrating Alvarez coming in. Meanwhile, Guillorme hits the double.
I know. It was, you know, you kind of wanted Alvarez to be up there to win the game for you, but then you're like, oh no, it's better this
I
way.
think
don't
what
have to
happened
sweat
is
it out. Let's get it over with.
Buck was like, crap, I put Guillorme, maybe he's going to screw up. Let me get Alvarez so
No.
people won't get mad at me if I put Alvarez there.
Let me tell you, Buck is just so many questionable moves. And this is the thing that drives me nuts. The 101 games last year that everybody credits Buck for too, right? And winning manager of the year. Okay, so the players really did that, right? Okay, so if we're going to get on and say it's all the players, if we're going to say it's the players' fault this year, then that means that the players won last year. So Buck shouldn't have been responsible for doing well last year, right? Like you have to
even
have
his
it
like
both ways. Yeah.
and his decision yesterday to bring Gott in instead of just going straight to Raley. I mean, you had 2 innings you needed relief for. You have Brookshire, who's been doing great, and then you have Robertson. Robertson's been resting for a week. So why is it even a question? We've lost so many games. You have the lead. It's the Dodgers. You're into the 8th. Why are you bringing someone in that is like new to it's just crazy.
He ended up pitching Robertson for 2 innings anyway. So he could have done it earlier, and we could have just won it without going into extra innings, right?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
It's like the universe keeps proving him wrong. And
Yeah.
he's I just think
Yeah,
it's like his
so-
stubbornness.
So since we're really
He's
angry,
stubborn.
let's get angrier right now. Let's go to Epler. Wait, I have a different. No, I have a different one. Let me see.
but this
everybody
F
else's.
is for F-U-C-K.
Oh, stop. Don't. So tell me.
I'll
who-
bleep it.
Okay, so tell me who's got their grades on Epler, because I don't have an F.
Epler.
I don't have.
Epler.
Wait, did I drop my other cards? Let's see.
Epler.
So-
Who's got
okay.
a grade for Epler?
Okay, no. Anybody else?
Epler.
What about
Kike,
Tom?
I think Kike was talking to Kike. This is Buck. Are you this D's
me
for
see.
Buck? Because it was like 4 minutes ago.
Anybody
Oh,
else?
Mark is giving Epler a D.
Okay,
Okay,
so
all right.
no, I'm going to be closer to Mark, but I
Let's
think
see what
Emily
Emily
too.
has something. What's your grade, Emily?
So I don't like Epler. I want him gone 100%. However, getting Pham, getting Robertson, getting Senga, those were all really good decisions. And I think without those, we'd be really, but like everything else is not great. Like I don't like him. Yeah. I think he's made terrible moves across the board. I think getting these older veterans, like not going for younger guys, it's just, and I feel like he's got no like vision for where the team's going. It's like, you can't do everything. So are we going to just buy everyone and they're old and they're veterans, and then every year it's going to be like, well, what are we going to do now? Or are we trying to build the farm system, but it's not there yet? I mean, he needs someone over him telling him what the plan
like
is.
a president, like we should have
The
maybe
president of operations,
like that we don't
Yep.
have. Like seriously, that is a gap. But my score is a D- because I do agree with should be a minus there. I do agree with Emily about some of his moves, and I also wonder about what he could potentially give us in the farm system, like some of these trades that happen, like Escobar. We got some pitching. I just wonder if it's a time will tell thing. Like I don't know enough about the behind the scenes, in the farm system, like what's going on, the development. I think there might be potential, and he may have enough.
Well, this is
to
his
do
chance to
something.
vindicate himself.
But we're not going to know. We're not going to know on these development things.
Well,
right away.
Except I did read today that he was just in Japan scouting a pitcher who's like an ace in Japan. So I think if he can bring some more, Senga.
Some more Senga and Ohtani.
yeah.
I mean, he brought Ohtani to California.
That's
That's his biggest move
Yeah.
of his career.
but not for us.
Not now. Well, you never know.
Yeah, I think he has a chance to vindicate himself, and I hope he does because.
So I think where are we at time wise? Because I think we're getting close, right?
We're on the time, but so maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe do you guys like this doing the scorecards? I kind of like it because it engages some conversation and people do feel differently. And the Mets aren't playing tonight, so we do have some time. And we love this. Okay, let's go. What are you laughing at my notes? Okay, let's go to maybe like some of the rookies.
Oh, okay, rookies.
What do you think?
Yes.
How
let's do
about
rookies.
Alvarez?
Well,
Yeah, let's start with Alvarez.
he's my favorite, so I'm just gonna give him
Okay.
an A-.
Okay,
I'm
so
going to give him an A.
okay, that's good.
A.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm giving him. Let's see what other people say out there. And your brother or Enrique or
Kike, what do you
Kike.
give Alvarez? Kike's gonna give Alvarez a good one.
I'm giving him a B, and I'm going to
What
tell
a-
you why. I know. Wow, how harsh is that? Well, one thing, and it's not really his fault. I mean, he's a rookie, right?
Then
Like I
here's the
can't.
A, if you
I
wanna
can't
give
give
him
an
the
A to a rookie.
Here's
unless,
the A. You can
unless,
give him the A.
unless you're on the Reds or something, but that's not happening. No,
Ooh.
serious.
Well, we
And
can
you
talk about the
say-
Reds,
yeah,
right,
but
Kike?
so-
Because
yeah. So the thing about Alvarez is I think I'm so glad they brought him up. He deserved to play. Definitely, they made a mistake when they signed Navarez. They had
Plus.
Nito. I definitely think, but you know what? He's made some mistakes. He's learning. So I can't quite give him an A until he gets to the level, the major league level. He's not consistent hitting.
But
He's not.
everything that, like, anytime anyone criticizes anything, he works on it, and he's so enthusiastic, and like he brings life back into the team when everyone else is kind of just like,
yes.
watching like McNeil get up to bat, and he just looks like defeated when he's in the,
Yeah.
walking up to the plate. But Alvarez is excited.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like celebrating with Guillorme on second base before Beatty was.
I love it.
And then
We
he's-
need that too.
Yeah,
I
Kike's
love
right.
that.
He's setting up records, and he's 21, 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I mean, we're gonna have report cards at the end of the year, so
We don't all have
change
to
that.
agree.
Yeah, we don't have to agree, but
agree.
that's it. And then maybe
yes, we have the best young catcher in baseball. It's true, Kike. I agree with you.
Yeah, as long
We got
as
something.
Yeah.
Something good.
Patrick Bailey's kind of faded a little bit. So he was, I think, getting a lot of talk right now for being one of the best catchers, or at least revitalizing San Francisco, but he's faded a bit. But let's see who else.
Marge gave what is an A?
All right. Maybe I'm being a little critical on him. I don't know. Some of the plays were driving me a little bit nuts this year.
Tom. Alvarez B from Tom.
See? Tom and
Okay, all right.
So before we even go into another grade, which I think I dropped my card, you know what? I want to mention a couple things while we have Tom made a comment, because we have the Mets playing Boston in a week.
Yes.
And that should be an exciting series. But before that, we have Chicago White Sox. And
I'm more looking forward to playing with the Red Sox.
Yeah, but the White Sox just won 2 out of 3 against Atlanta. Who would have thought, right?
Yeah.
They're not a great team this year. They actually have a worse record than the Mets, and they're in that division where, even having a terrible record, they might even make it to the playoffs. Because if they could actually win their division and be terrible, but
we're only 18 and a half games.
That's us.
I know. That's what I said. That's what I said. Us.
Yeah, I mean, Chicago White Sox have a worse record than the Mets and are 8.5 out of first place, and we are 18.5 out. And then if you look at like a team like Boston Red Sox, who have a pretty decent record, they're tied for the Yankees for last place. So it really does matter about what division you're in, doesn't it?
But we won that series against Tampa Bay, and who would have thought? So maybe they got lucky last week. And
there's nothing. Where's the most unpredictable team?
Yeah, Tampa's kind of fallen off. After they played the Mets, they've kind of fallen off a little bit. We showed up. So, but I think it's exciting. We have a Red Sox fan on. So it's
Tom. We're gonna have a good podcast.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to kind of like spar about like the Mets Red Sox, and it also about who they're going to have against us pitching wise.
Yeah.
We haven't quite seen those matchups yet. They're undecided, some of them.
Yeah, TBD.
But one of their best pitchers is going before, so won't face the Mets, Bello. And so I'm relieved over that, because that guy is really good.
Well, we have to be good. Never mind who's going to be.
I worry about who they're facing. So
we have to hit the ball.
Yeah. Okay.
All
so
right. Well,
I think that's it for tonight. I'm so glad we went through all these, reports, and we had Emily join us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I hope you come back.
You're coming back for sure.
And we'll meet up at, Citi Field together too.
Definitely. Thank you again to our viewers for watching live, and the ones who don't watch live as well. We love that you're watching and enjoying our show. And
like us, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family. Please join us, share with us. We really appreciate it. Oh, look, you got a nice job, Emily.
Thank you.
Yes, Emily gets an A+.
That's your score.
Yeah, so thank you so much.
The overall. Let me tell you, overall, yeah, not good. Definitely, I'm in agreement with you, Marge. So,
all right, Mets, don't break our hearts.
Let's go, Mets. Let's beat the White Sox.
Yeah, Emily's definitely coming back, Ethan. Yes.
Happy to.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.